Hey, seniors, I wanted to take this opportunity to say goodbye to you. Um, so this year has been great. I've loved my seventh period. I really, really have. Um, I can honestly say I haven't had a bad day in seventh period this year. I really haven't. And it's not due to me, it's due to all of you. So thank you for being such an awesome class. Hopefully you've taken something out of it um, to move on into the future. And I want to take this time to say goodbye and then answer some of your questions that you asked me a couple weeks ago. So first for the goodbye, let me start with my favorite part of every school year is graduation. And it's walking around graduation, meeting with all the students or former students, whatever it might be, before graduation, talking to a minute or two and get an opportunity to say goodbye and end things on a very bittersweet but bitter because it's new territories. It's kind of some of you might be scared, um, and it's the last time I'm going to see most of you, so that part's a little bit bitter, but it's 99% sweet, right? You're going on to bigger and better things, and it's terrific. You've accomplished so much in these 13 years, it's kindergarten, right? In these 13 years, and it's awesome. And I'm so happy for you all. And we didn't, unfortunately, get that opportunity to have that brief conversation this year, which is a bummer. So I want to take this opportunity to kind of go over it with you all. Okay. Um, so it's been awesome. And I hope that you're able to, first of all, I know that your senior year has sucked. Let's be honest. Let's just get to the point. But I think that there are some positives to take out of it. This has made you stronger. It's made you more resilient. It's taught you a really hard lesson to learn, which is life is not always fair. Things don't always go according to plan. And you need to be able to adapt that. And some of you already knew that lesson, I'm sure, and some of you probably didn't. But I didn't learn that until later, a few years after high school, really. And so that is one good thing to take out of this, right? It's going to make you a better person in the end. I really believe that, and I really hope that is the case for all of you. All right, so I want to go ahead and I want to answer your questions. I'm going to start with the questions geared more towards you and then go to the questions geared more towards me. So the first question is advice in college. I have really like 3 or 4 advices for going into college. So if college isn't for you, which is okay, it's not for everybody, just go ahead and fast forward a little bit or just watch it anyway if you're curious. So number one, really set apart a time for you to do your studies. So it's super important that you study. I didn't study a whole lot in high school, right? Being honest, I tried to get away with that in college, and boom, I tanked right away. So if you have like a class that gets out at 11:30, say, okay, 11:30 from 12:30, that's going to be my lunch. And then my next class isn't until 2, so 12:30 to 2 is going to be my studying time, where I'm going to, study for an upcoming test. I'm going to work on a research paper, whatever it is you might have. Okay, read the textbook a little bit. So that's really my advice for you, is to set aside some time to do it. And you're going to have to go through the process of college for like a week first to really understand it and understand where you can put things in. And it's going to be, a trial by error. You're going to be doing it and you're going to learn some things and what works for you, what doesn't, because we're all individuals and we're all different. So you will find your own way. It just might take a little bit of time for some of you, but that's okay. I recommend that you also go to office hours for your professors. This is the number one advice I like giving students who are going in. I have had professors before straight up tell me, this is going to be on the exam, on the test you're about to get. Know it. Because the hard part for you all is to decipher where are the tiers, which information is more important than other information. And your professors can tell you that, both in terms of what's going to be on the exams and in terms of what you need to know for next upcoming classes or whatever the case might be. And not a lot of people go to office hours. So I don't think I ever waited more than 5 minutes to meet with a professor on office hours before. Usually I'm the only one there. I walk in and out. And lastly, my non-academic advice would be try new things, meet new people, go to new events, engage with new cultures that you're unfamiliar with. Because as much as you're going to learn about those things, you're going to learn more about yourself, which is terrific. So make sure that you all focus on that. I really, really recommend that. And I think it's going to make you um, better for that. Even if you don't go to college, that's my opinion. That's good advice, anyways. All right. My next question is, and this kind of relates to you all as well. We're getting a little bit more personal here, though. Was I afraid leaving high school? I was terrified. I was petrified. It sounds like the start of that song. I just can't even think of it, but it's true. I was really, really scared. And it's because responsibility is awesome, but it's also scary, right? So it is what it is. So that's something that we need to keep in mind. But I think that you will be prepared. And I think that just like with, getting work done and things like that, it's with experience, you will get better and you'll get more comfortable and you'll get more confident and you'll be more capable and you will be better. I promise you it's going to happen. So just keep at it. All right. We're going to get to more personal questions here. If I wasn't a teacher, what would I be doing? I'd probably be working in some accountant somewhere. Not as an accountant, in like a business in like the accounting department or something like that. I view that as boring. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Just not for me. What was my dream? My dream was being a teacher. So I don't really have anything else there for you all. How has quarantine been for me? It's been struggle. It's been a struggle in some other ways, but I really enjoy having the time with my family. So I'm looking at the positives. So I really enjoy that part of it. Two great questions. I'm going to kind of answer with the same answer here. Is what have you learned from being a teacher? And kind of what have you learned about yourself? So I've learned that everybody has different potential. Not everybody, there's no, you do A, B, C, D equals success. It's do A, B, C, or D, and A, B, C, or D, because we're all different, meaning we all have to follow different paths in life to get to where we want to go. And that's one thing that I've really learned is as somebody who really learns from hearing. That's why I drone on so much, by the way. Stepping back and saying, okay, well, not everybody is like me. Not everybody learns the way I do. And really, I mean, like, that obviously, but really standing back and really, really thinking and really examining it was very eye-opening for me. And in terms of what have I learned about myself, I've learned that I'll tell you what I've learned during this whole experience here. Going back to my favorite moment. So, one perk, in my opinion, of teaching is, we don't get paid for it, but I'm not complaining. I'm just giving you some perspective. Is I love my summer vacations, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, things like that. I love. Obviously, I'm sure you all love them too. But I learned that I would have rather been in the classroom with you all after spring break. Spring break would have been enough. Don't get me wrong, I still would have wanted it. Okay. But spring break would have been enough for me. It would have been enough. So I really learned that about myself. I learned that I always knew I cared about my students and things like that, but I didn't realize how much I did. So I knew I did a lot, I didn't realize to what extent. And I really missed out. I really miss being there with each and every one of you every day, having fun, learning, going over all the material. And yeah, this year's been a complete blast. So yeah, that's what I learned about myself. Um, what else? Why English? I don't know. This is always this English and history were the two subjects I was best at. Social studies in general, but whatever. Um, the last two questions is what is the purpose in life and what would you like want to see in life? Um, the thing I want to see the most in life is I just want to see my son and future kids, whatever, grow up to be successful in whatever way they deem success to be. I view that as I want them to have an enjoyable, happy life. That's what I want to see more than anything else. Um, it's what I'm looking forward to the most. All right, so the last one, super personal question here. Was not expecting it, but that's okay. How much money do I make eBaying and yard selling? So, some of you know that, one of my hobbies, I guess you would say, is I go out on weekends and I yard sell and I resell things for more money. It's one of the things I do. It really depends. So it could be some weekends I go out and I only make $50. Excuse me. Some weekends I go out and I make 500. So but if you were to crunch them, and then it depends on the time of year, right? Like things are usually more valuable leading up to Christmas time because people are buying more for gifts for people and stuff like that. But if I were to really average it out and really crunch my numbers, which I do for the IRS, but right, which I do, you're probably looking at 250 to 300 per week. That's a pretty good realistic number. But it didn't happen overnight. So that's like a few hours on a Saturday morning, packaging, shipping things throughout the week, a little bit here and there. But there's a learning curve there. And going back to my thing of going out and trying new things when you're in college and things like that, that's something new I just randomly tried one day. And I was like, I kind of like this. It's kind of fun. So with that said, this is goodbye. It's been a blast this year. I'm going to miss each and every one of you. And I can't wait to meet some of you in the future and hearing about how life has been great to all of you and all the success that I know each and every one of you is going to accomplish. So with that said, I hope you all take care.